Hello and good afternoon. How is everybody doing today? It is July 17th, 2023, and I am Joe Justice here, coming to you to talk to you a little bit about the Kanawha Valley Hustlers and what it means to be a Kanawha Valley Hustler, and some tips, tricks, and techniques in how to hustle and improve your hustle. I got something really cool for you today, something that I didn't really plan on, but, it turned out to be pretty cool. So one of the things that I'm a huge believer in, and something that I do a lot, is take notes. And I'm a big believer in anytime some idea comes to your mind, anytime you get something that comes up, you want to take a note. And then typically I have, like, at the end of the week, I'll go through those notes and then I'll kind of figure out what my plan is from that point forward. Well, I got a really cool device right here. I'm going to show it to you here. This is and this of course won't work for people listening, so I'm going to try to describe this as much as I can rather than showing it, so for anybody that's going to be listening to it, so it'll make sense. But this is the new Kindle Scribe. So for a couple years now, there have been these e-ink display kind of technologies that have been coming out. There is Remarkable, Supernote, I think there's a handful of other ones, and they're all very cool. They've always looked amazing, and I've always wondered how effective they actually were, because my big thing has always been in taking notes, and I do a planner every day. I kind of plan everything out and move that way. But of course, having paper and carrying that kind of stuff around it's pretty cumbersome. I've had a Kindle since the very first version of the Kindle. I think going back to like 2008, 2009, and it was always a huge game changer for me when it came to taking notes, or when it came to reading books, because of course I could take the Kindle with me and I could have like 10, 15, 30 books, whatever it was, and it was really nice to have that e-ink technology. If you've never used it, if you've never seen a Kindle, if you've never seen e-ink, it's way better than a screen. I really don't like iPads and phones and those types of screens, just because they kind of wear on your eyes. But e-ink displays don't do that. E-ink displays they're reflective, so it looks just like, it's not like a screen that projects light out into your face. It's much more like paper, like it really genuinely looks like paper. So it's very cool, and I've always recommended those things. And as the technology has improved and improved and improved, like I say, they came out with these types of displays. And I've got a link down in the comments for the Kindle Scribe, or you can go to the website Kindle and check it out. But I've been looking to get either Remarkable or Supernote or one of the other ones for several years. I've always kind of thought maybe the technology isn't quite there yet, so I've never actually pulled the trigger on it. And then I was planning on getting one that synchronized with the Kindle, so I was thinking, well, that's the one that I'll get, because I can also have my ebooks on there. I can have all my Kindle books, so that'll be really nice. And then, of course, Amazon announced that they were going to be coming out with their very own, and they call it the Kindle Scribe. So that's what I ended up getting. Now, I have really just ended up getting it on Friday. So I've been playing with it over the weekend, and then that made me think, man, I've got to show this thing off. It's very cool. I think the people that listen to the podcast, the Kanawha Valley Hustlers, are definitely going to enjoy it, and they're going to want to know what can give them that little edge, and that's what I wanted to show to you today. So I'm going to show you just a handful of the features. You can go to the link, click on the link, and you can look at it on there. And there's a handful of like YouTube videos and stuff like that out there you can see. But fundamentally, it's pretty simple. And again, I'm going to keep showing it to a minimum. I'm going to try to describe it for the people that are listening on audio. But you can see right here, first and foremost, it's a Kindle. So if you go to like the home page, it looks just like a Kindle. First of all, it's huge. So it's about the size of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So it's about the size of a regular piece of paper. So keep that in mind, because that's really, really nice when it comes to taking notes, and when it comes to, like, if you send yourself a PDF. So the cool thing that you can do is very easily from Kindle's website, you can send yourself a PDF. And as a matter of fact, I have a PDF here that was actually a daily planner. And what's cool about it is you can just load it right up here. So right there is like my calendar that you can see right there, and you can just write directly on it. So you just write, like hi with the pen, and it just writes directly on there. So you can send yourself a PDF and you can just write directly on it. So if somebody sends you a PDF that they want you to sign, you can actually sign it from the Kindle. Now let me show you this here. Again, for people who are listening instead of watching, this isn't that great, but watch this, watch this. If you just write on it, it's exactly like a piece of paper, right? Isn't that cool? Like it's not like a screen, okay? That's the thing that you have to understand with it. It's not a screen. It's like an e-ink technology. So what's very cool about that is you can write directly on your PDFs, okay? So let me hop back to what I was talking about before. So you start out, it is a Kindle, first and foremost. If you're familiar with Kindles, then you'll understand it right out of the box. There's nothing bizarre, nothing you have to learn, nothing you have to really understand. But what makes it different is right down here on the bottom, you'll see there's this little notebook option. So you click on notebooks, and what that gives you the ability to do is to create a notebook, and you get these templates. So you get all these different types of templates that have different types of ruler lines. So you can do graph paper, you can do like college rule paper, you can do like it's got like a little daily planner kind of a thing. So you can click on one of those, and you can select one of those. And I'm going to create this notebook here. So then you see I've got like ruled line right there. Just no problem. Just create it like that. And then you write on it. You know, I'll write hello world. And that's it. Like that's all there is to it. And again, you see it looks just like a piece of paper, and it writes like a piece of paper. So let me show you again here. If I just move the pencil on there, it looks just like a sheet of paper. I mean, it's really, and it's super responsive. Look how responsive that is. And it's a Wacom, so it's a Wacom stylus. That's what you use for the pen. So you can see how responsive it is. It's very cool. Okay, so for everybody listening, I know you're going to be bored if you're listening to this. I don't want to talk. I don't want to show too much of it if you're listening to it. But so that's what you're looking at with the Kindle Scribe. It's fundamentally at its base, it is a Kindle. But it's got this extra feature that allows you to create notebooks. So you have your books, you have your library, the store, which everybody's familiar with if they've had a Kindle before, and then you've got this notebook feature, and then you can create these notebooks. I've got a whole folder of notes for meetings that I'm going to be doing. So anytime I do a meeting, I'll just create a new notebook, and I'll be able to do my handwritten things in there. And then to add to that, you can also do PDFs. So if somebody sends you a PDF and they want you to sign it, then you can sign it directly on there with your stylus. And if somebody sends you, you know, if it's a worksheet or a workbook or something like that, how often do you get a worksheet or a workbook or a, you know, like a PDF of like a book, and you're wanting to like make little notes on top of it and stuff like that? Well, you can actually do that. And in the Kindle books themselves, what's really cool is you can actually take the Kindle books and you can add little notes. Now, you can't draw directly on the Kindle books. So if it's a Kindle book, you can't like underline things. But what you can do with the stylus is you can highlight things. And after you highlight it, you can create notes. And they show up as like little sticky notes that you can add in there. So it's very cool and handy in that way, so you can make annotations very easily. And your annotations can either be handwritten, or you can convert them over to text, which works okay, not great. But, you know, what do you expect with converting handwriting to text? One other cool thing about a couple little attention to detail elements. If you take a look at the stylus here, you'll notice it clicks onto the side by a magnet. So it's got a little magnet that holds it on there. Just pops it off, and a little magnet holds it right in place. So that's pretty cool. Another thing that's pretty cool about it, and believe it or not, this sounds like a really silly thing, but this is a huge feature. Right down here on the back, you'll see it's got these little rubber nubs. On all four corners, it's got the little rubber nubs, so when you lay it flat on a table, it doesn't slide. So whenever you're writing on it, you can write directly to it and it doesn't slide. So my ultimate verdict, I have used a friend's Remarkable, and I've used a friend's Supernote before. They're, you know, pretty good. They're about halfway there. I don't consider them to be. I consider them to be still kind of beta-y, but I do think that this Kindle Scribe here, I think this is the way to go. I mean, if you've already got a Kindle and you've already got a library of books and everything like that, it's just kind of a no-brainer to me. It's also Price wise, it's I think it's a little bit less than the Remarkable and the Supernote, and I'm just really happy with it. So if you're like me and you take lots of notes, you work with a lot of PDFs, and they've still never came out with a really good solution for PDFs, I don't think, because I just don't like looking at screens. I don't like having I don't like reading, like if it's a book or something, I don't like reading it on the computer. I don't like iPads and tablets. I don't like reading things on those. I think it hurts my eyes after a little while. But this type of a device, a Kindle e-ink display, those are great, and they work out really well. So I really want to, that would be my recommendation. I think it's great. It's there's a couple different price points. I don't know. I got the premium pen. I don't know if you really need the premium pen. The big thing with it is it's got an eraser. I might as well show you how that works real quick. Again, the people listening to this are going to be so angry. You can go to Facebook and check out the video, or YouTube, wherever you want to. But watch this. With the eraser, it just erases right there. You just go over it with the eraser, and it's so cool because it's just like a real eraser. It just erases it. Isn't that cool? So that would be my recommendation. If you're looking at one of these e-ink displays and it's something that you're interested in, I would get one. I've got the link right there in the description. Or actually, I've got the link right there in the comments. So if you want to check it out, be sure to check it out. Let me know what you think. And would love to hear back from you. Any feedback on that regard? What do you use notes for? How do you keep track of your meeting notes? How do you keep up with those types of things? Would love to hear back from you. Until later this week, we'll have some more guests and some other exciting things. Thank you so much for watching today. Hope you have a wonderful Monday and a wonderful week. Bye-bye for now.